Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Changing the Lost Vanity. Vanity is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game set in southern Florida during the year 1993. Follow Katrina, played by Tillman, Raymond, played by Chris, Isabel, played by Andrew, Frank, played by Slavic, and Adam as the storyteller, as they uncover the mysteries of the true Fae and forge new paths for themselves in a world of beauty and madness. Follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM for channel updates, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Where we left off last time, we were outside of the club. Raymond and the whole group actually went to go pick up Charlie, a member of the Autumn Court who was not heard from in quite a while, and some of his court mates were a bit worried about him. So upon retrieving him and bringing him back to the nightclub opening, Isabel, I believe you've gone back into the club. Katrina, I believe you've started to make your way home after a somewhat unpleasant conversation with Raymond regarding these children who may potentially be fetches and what might have to be done with them. Frank, I think you are still outside of the club with Charlie and Raymond right now. We're outside the club. Frank and Charlie, you guys are both sitting on the sidewalk. Isabel, you've just re-entered the club. And Raymond, you are kind of standing with Frank and Charlie right now. Katrina, you've started to walk home, and unless there's something else you wanted to do, I'm just gonna assume that you're on your way back to your place.
Yeah, I was just wondering, what time is it?
Right now, it's about 11:30 at night.
Okay, so it's plenty late, not just 9 o'clock or something.
Yeah. The
So
whole
I think
thing
I'm
is still
gonna
a couple
continue
hours.
to walk home.
Okay. Isabel, was there anything you wanted to cover back in the club? I know you kind of had missed your chance to fully take advantage of the grand opening.
Yeah, it's not anything specific that like I want to do. It's just that she is going to be making the best of what she has left of the night, just partying, dancing, drinking, and then going home.
So Isabel, you walk right back into the club, and you're kind of just taking the surroundings in for a second time, and you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Okay, I turn and look.
So behind you, you see the bartender from earlier in the day, the man who had tried to make advances towards you, but kind of chickened out last minute. You can see like his top button is undone. He's not wearing the bow tie anymore. And he has like a jacket in his hand, almost kind of like indicating like, he just finished up his shift or whatever. It appears he's finally worked up the courage to try to talk to you. And he'll clear his throat and
Before he can say anything, she'll grab his hand and pull him onto the dance floor.
He nervously but readily just goes with you, and you guys begin dancing.
Because she'll just see him, smile, and pull him out to the dance floor. Like, because she this is exactly what she was looking for, is like, just a party.
He willingly just goes right out onto the dance floor with you, and you guys just start dancing. And you're just really taking in the energy of this nightclub. The blue lights are flashing in rhythm with the music, and it's like distorting the way that you see him. He's kind of flashing in and out as just like this blue shape, and then you can see him for a second, and then it's this blue shape, and then you see him for a second as the lights are just pulsing, and the bass is just, rattling the floor, and you can feel it in your stomach, just the loudness of this place. In his eyes, you can just see this sense of just total desire, and he's just absolutely entranced by you. And in the back of your neck, you feel the hairs start to raise up a little bit as you feel this just surge of glamour just enter you, as his own desires are just kind of just flowing through you in this dance. So yeah, you guys are just engaged.
Yeah, she's into it. She's this is how she normally, I don't know what the term is, gets glamour.
Yeah.
So she knows this is exactly what she was going for, is trying to inspire this type of feeling in people. And yeah.
Absolutely. And the way that it happened is it just felt so naturally to you. As natural as just like eating or breathing. It's just totally normal in that sense.
Yeah, this is, I feel, is a good time for us to learn how that even works. Like, what do I get out of this? Just like a dot of glamour or something?
Yeah. So you got a glamour point for being able to feed off his emotion of desire. Had you been a spring courtier, desire being their favored emotion, that would have gained you 2 points. So anybody can harvest any of the emotions. It's not like one court is restricted to it. But yeah, you were able to just feed off of the energy of his desire.
And so what happens with summer then? If
Anger.
spring. Oh.
Anything else you wanted to say while we're here? Anything going on in your mind?
Well, she's again, this was to try to escape from the idea that there is there's a fae somewhere lurking, stealing children, doing as they do, and it kind of makes her afraid, and she doesn't want to think about that at all. And so this is like an escape from that. So she's probably going to take this guy home.
All right, we will come right back to you. Katrina, you are walking down the street right now, trying to make it back to your apartment. I'm not sure if we discussed how far away you live.
Yeah, I think we did cover it.
Here. Okay.
Raymond picked me up, so it probably isn't walking distance.
Right, okay.
I didn't want to go home with him.
Yeah.
Or have him drive me to my home, because I was, kind of taken aback by his stance and the thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm not even sure if Katrina would walk home all the way, or if she would try to
maybe get a cab or something, right?
Well, she can't afford that, really.
Oh, true. Okay. But I mean,
is there public transport late at night?
I would assume there is, but I think most places don't have buses that would run that late. We can just say that you're just walking, even though it's far away. You and Raymond just were having too much of a disagreement for you to even consider going home with him. So you're kind of just walking frustrated right now. Is there anything going on your mind?
This whole Raymond thing isn't really letting me go. So for the night, I really just want to get home. But in the following days, I want to contact Norma about Raymond and find out a little bit about him and tell her about this weird, drastic stance of him on following kids around and trying to find the true fae that is potentially trying to abduct them.
Yeah, so you were definitely alarmed by the route that conversation took, which understandable, absolutely. I'm going to leave you there for right now. I want to cut to outside of the nightclub, Frank, Raymond, and Charlie. Frank, you are sitting on the sidewalk right now with Charlie. Charlie's actually not sitting. He's kicking a can around and smoking a cigarette. You guys have just kind of just chatted a little bit. Frank, I think I remember you asking Charlie if Raymond had been too mean to him and to just like let you know. Raymond, I think you just got done talking with Norma about like you're going to be taking Charlie in. And so I imagine right now you're kind of just standing and mulling over this situation here.
Yeah, Raymond, at the moment, while like Frank and Charlie are sitting on the curb or whatever talking, I just keep like looking into wherever like the darkness is at, where like, outside of the light that's provided by this club or the street lamp or whatever. And I just keep like hyper vigilantly looking to the darkness while they're talking, not really like paying attention to small talk at this time, because he feels like very on edge, you know what I mean, with everything that he's found out at the moment too, and also in a way he's like a little slightly like even more on edge because he feels like that others should be having the same concern he's having at the moment and they're not, you know what I mean? But I mean, it's not to like where he's angry at them or anything, but it just kind of even makes him feel like he's a little bit more alone at the moment, with his anxiety that he's feeling. So
Charlie is going to he's going to stop kicking the can and kind of meander his way towards you, Raymond. He's going to look at you with a somewhat mischievous look and ask, you think I could go inside there?
I think our first priority is to get you to my house. Maybe once we get you on the straight and narrow and back onto the right path. Right now is not the time for playing, Charlie. Right now is the time for concern. And but my first concern is to get you taken care of. From what it sounds like, I'm gonna have an interesting next couple of days. That you've been down this road before.
And he just sighs and he's like, fine. Just kind of disappointed, but not, he's not really that torn up about it. He's a kid. He probably didn't think he was actually going to get into a nightclub, but worth a try, right? I mean, he is here after all. And immediately after that happens, you're just going to see the door of the club just swings open and you see Melissa just run out and she's just like, Charlie, oh my God, Charlie. And she just runs up to him and just pulls him into her arms and is just squeezing the life out of him. And she's just like, oh, I was worried about you. And he's just like, kind of just like, oh, I'm fine. Like, enough, And she's like almost like elated to see him. You see, she kind of like has him in like the, like, goofing off, like headlock, and is kind of just like noogieing him a little bit. And he's just like trying to push her away a little bit, just like, knock it off. Like, I'm fine.
Raymond, when he sees this horse playing going on, like, he's very like clearly and almost like not expecting his voice to be as loud as it's going to be. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, stop that shit. Like directly, like aim his voice directly at her while she goes and starts horse playing around with Charlie.
And you see her, she just kind of like gives you like this excuse me look, just like a little bit surprised, just like she just says, the fuck is your problem?
My problem is the fact that right now is not the time for horse playing. You guys have done enough of that, haven't you, recently? Isn't that why we're in the predicament we're in right now? Why I'm having to take this young man to my house and get him clean? She
just looks at him and she's just like, Charlie, what's he talking about? And Charlie just says like, Melissa, don't worry about it, all right? He's one of my core mates, all right? I'm going to be staying with him for a while. And you can let the others know too. I'm going to be with him and I'm okay. I'm in good hands. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I just need to get myself better again, and it's kind of tough when I'm around some of you, and I hope that doesn't hurt to hear, but it's the truth for right now, and I promise I'll explain it to you. And Melissa just has this just completely puzzled look on her face, just like, Charlie, you're not making sense right now. What are you talking about? You should be with us. Why?
Yeah, Melissa, just come and visit tomorrow. I'll let you visit him. All right, tomorrow evening. I'll give you my phone number. Call me, and you can spend time with Charlie. But it is imperative right now that we get back to my house. Okay?
And she takes a business card from you, and you can see her. She's holding on to Charlie's wrist while she's looking at the card, just kind of thinking this over, not kind of hesitant to let go of his arm. And she's just after a while, she just nods and she just lets go, and she just says, "Okay, all right. You call me, Charlie. You understand? Don't." And she just stops.
And I'm gonna I'm just gonna gently kind of push the small of his back towards my car, open my door, my passenger door, to get him in there. If he does go in there or whatever, I'm gonna close it, but I'm gonna realize that I forgot I wanted to tell Frank something, and I'm gonna speed walk over to Frank real quick. You know what I mean? Not in a threatening manner, but just I wanted to give him a copy of my business card before. And I like the idea of having business cards in. It's pretty yeah, I should have some because I'm a plastic surgeon. But yeah, so I'm gonna hand him one of my business cards. I'm like, Frank, if you happen to see, it has my telephone number on here. Matter of fact, I hand him another one. If you could give Isabel one, okay, and just tell her that it's imperative that I speak to her. If tonight she finds the time to call me or tomorrow, tell her it deals with our mutual problem. Okay.
Okay.
And I just kind of pat him on the shoulder, and I'm like, it's people like you, Frank, who are going to help protect us in times like these. And I just kind of turn around and leave that rattling around in his head as I get back into my Cadillac and drive back to my house.
Okay, I want to leave this scene for 1 second. Katrina, you are still walking down the street. You're still in the somewhat crowded nightlife area of Los Olas. And you walk by this hot dog stand, and you hear this voice behind you, just, Katrina? What the fuck, Katrina? When you turn around, you see it's your dance partner Irving, and he's getting a hot dog at the vendor, and he throws his arms up in the air, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were busy tonight."
Shit.
He's like, what the hell? Hey, let me at least buy you a hot dog. What are you doing around here?
Okay, look, I lied. Sorry.
It's fine.
Mm.
It's really okay. It's fine. What are you walking around for? Do you need a ride or something?
Yeah, that would be great, actually.
Okay, all right.
I had one hell of a night. I don't know, man, how much I want to get into it, but
hey, it's
I've got some family members. Like they have some drug problems. I don't know what to do. I really want to help them, but I don't know how.
Okay, all right. Hey, say no more. Say no more. Let me just go. He burps a little bit. You see, he's just coming out from like right across from this hot dog stand is just like a bar, kind of just like a small sports bar. And he's like, let me just tell my friends I'm leaving, and I'll be right back out. That's my car over there. And he points to a just like a red sedan. And you just see him. He opens the door of the bar, and this is like one of those small sports bars that it's just the one room, and there's just like one bar and maybe like 2 or 3 tables. Like if he shouted into the bar, everybody would hear him. So he just peeks the door open, and he's just like, "Yo, I'm leaving." And he gives a wave, and then he just shuts the door behind him and walks out to the car. And he burps again, and you're kind of getting the vibe that maybe he's had a few, but it's your only option for right now. And he almost like comically like gestures you to the car and like opens the passenger door for you in kind of like a very like courtly fashion.
Are you drunk?
Huh? No, come on. I just had a few.
Yeah, you're clearly drunk. You didn't pay for them even.
That's all right. I got a tab there. They know me there. Listen, it's fine.
Oh, so you left your credit card for a few days. Okay, I'm gonna trust you. I really want to go home, but
he turns the car on and he kind of whips it around out of the parking spot and starts. Sorry, out of character, really quick. Would he know where you live? Is your relationship that close, or is it maybe more of just like a kind of like professional? Like you wouldn't really know where you lay your head and stuff like that.
I think he would know.
Yeah, just like the basics, right?
Probably been dancing for at least a year.
Okay.
So I think he would probably know.
He just starts heading in the direction of your house. You see him. He's kind of like trying to mess with you a little bit. Like he's turning the wheel to make the car shake and acting like he's losing control and stuff like that, just to try to get your goat a little bit. At one point, he cranks the radio up. Oh yeah, I love this song, man, Alice in Chains. And he's
nice.
And before long, you guys make it to your house. He pulls up to the curb. He locks the doors, and then he unlocks it really quick, and he says, "Just kidding. All right. Hey, I'll see you later, Katrina."
So during the car ride, I give him these half smiles, like, "Yeah, I'm having fun, but I don't want to show it because I'm really
exactly.
not in the mood."
Like you can't help it, but he's kind of making you laugh and smile like a little bit because he's just acting like an ass right now.
Yeah, exactly. So I reach over to him, like give him a hug as best as I can, across the car, and I'll say, "Thank you, man. Sorry, I'll make it up to you. I had a really messy night, but
he just interrupts you. He's like, "Hey, Katrina, don't sweat it, all right?" And he gives you like a salute, and you're kind of just like on your way. So you enter your apartment. Do you live in an apartment building?
I think I said I have like a 1-room apartment, a small entrance and kitchen area probably, then a dedicated bathroom, but really other than that it's just 1 room, desk, bed, maybe a balcony, but I think that's about it.
So yeah, you buzz yourself into the apartment. You go up the stairs to your floor and down the hall to your apartment, and you open the door. Everything's just as you left it. You sit back on the couch and kind of just reeling from today. And is there anything else you wanted to do before we kind of call it a night there?
So, do I have... I don't even know if I have a computer. But I want to contact Norma somehow and write her either an email or a fax.
Okay, so here's the thing. You guys know that Norma works at the like a public library in town. She's a librarian. So today is Friday, so it's probably going to be closed tomorrow. However, you have contacted her at the library over the weekend in the past. You guys know that occasionally she'll like go there to just get some work done or whatever, or she's even opened it up to people of the court who need a place to research or do stuff like that. You have on one occasion gone through the back door of the library upon Norma's request to help her out with a task, just like a sorting or organizing or something like that. So you know that you could probably reach her at the library tomorrow, or at least try calling there. There's a good chance that she would pick up.
But I want to call the library then and just leave a voice message.
Right, okay, you can do that.
Saying, hey, this is Katrina Lake. Norma has asked me to help her out again. But I don't even know what time it was. I think it was tomorrow. So just call me back.
So I'm going to leave you there for a sec. Let's go back to outside of the club for right now. Raymond, you and Charlie have already boarded the car and left, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Frank, you're still outside the club right now, just kind of sitting down on the sidewalk, relaxing. You're just kind of taking in the sounds and sights of the street right now. The door behind you opens again, and this time it's Emmanuel walking out. And
Hey, man.
Hey, Frank, my man, just the man I wanted to see. And he pops a squat right next to you on the sidewalk there, and he puts his hand on your shoulder for a second and kind of gives you a shake. And he's just like, hey, would you be willing to take a ride with me?
Yeah, sure. There's just one thing. I have this card for Isabel.
All right. Hey,
I'll just
why
leave it
don't
at the
you?
bar or something.
Okay, sure. Hey, I'll be out here, all right? And he starts smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. So yeah, I go there and just tell someone at the bar or something to give the card to Isabel that Raymond wants to talk to her or something. And
the bartender will look at it and kind of like give it a puzzled look, and then you point to Isabel, and he understands, and he's like, okay, and he keeps it at the bar. You can see Isabel in the club. She's dancing with a somewhat attractive blonde man, and they look like they're both having a good time together. I don't want to bother her with this. So. She's been bothered enough. Yeah, Frank's a considerate guy. So yeah, I go outside, meet up with Manny. Manny's outside smoking a cigarette, and he takes a look at your the backpack you have slung around your shoulder, and he's just like, "Hey, listen, sorry, bud, but we're gonna have to make a pit stop and drop your dog off first. This is gonna be a long one. Are you okay with that?" And he kind of like nudges your shoulder a little bit. Sure, Manny. And he's like, "That's my man," and he's kind of like play boxing you a little bit. It's like, whoa. And, yeah, let's just play around, maybe a bit too rough. And just, yeah, and he gets pushed back a little bit, and he's just like, all right, big guy, all right. And so he's like, you drove here, huh? All right, well, I'll just drop you back off of your car after. Don't worry about it. Listen, I really need a right hand tonight. This is an important thing, but you know what? I kind of want to keep this on the hush, if you know what I mean. We'll let Isabel stay in there and do her thing. She seemed a little upset that she was, taken away from the opening of tonight. So, we'll let her be. I don't think she likes Raymond. Hey, Raymond's a little tough on the surface, but he's a good man. I trust Raymond a lot. Do you know Raymond well? I do. He's a friend of this court. He's a friend of this court, Frank. Listen. Okay. If you take anything I say seriously, you'll believe that. He's a friend of us. I'll remember that. So yeah, you guys make it over to Emmanuel's car, and it's this sleek black BMW, very shiny, really nice interior and stuff like that. You guys both get in the car. He's driving, and you kind of squeeze into that passenger seat. The buckle can barely manage to get it underneath you, but you do it. You guys start driving, and he's just kind of like palling around with you a little bit like he always does. and he's just like, this is going to be a little bit of a long drive for us, Frank, but I needed my best guy on this job. You know what I mean, buddy? And he kind of
money. I know. What's it gonna be? What do you need?
Just listen. I got to pay somebody a visit, and I need you to hang out back in case anything happens. The usual.
Yeah.
So you guys make a stop at Frank's apartment building. Doesn't take too long to get there, about 10 minutes. And he just kind of pulls up outside and he's like, "Hey, I'll let you run up and let Fluffy in, okay? I think she's had a long day." It's not good to bring dogs into loud places, buddy. They're sensitive,
Yeah. I'll leave her home next time.
Hey, it's okay, buddy.
So, Frank runs up, it's Fluffy there, and just puts her in her sort of, I guess, bed or whatever. She probably sleeps next to Frank anyway. It's just, good night, Fluffy. And turns off the lights and go.
You lock up your apartment and stuff like that. Everything looks pretty normal. You can see Patricia and Joe's lights are off. They're old timers. They settle in pretty early. No sounds from their apartment. Some of the other apartments, you can hear some arguments and stuff like that. It's not like a really awesome place, but there's a lot worse, like I said. So yeah, you make your way back out and back into Emmanuel's car, and Emmanuel, he says, "And we're off," and you guys start driving to where you don't know yet. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys for a second, and Andrew, you and this bartender have been having a blast. You guys have been dancing for, I want to say, maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours now, and now you guys are back at the bar, getting more drinks. This is just an awesome night. You guys are both laughing hysterically. Yeah, you guys haven't even exchanged the most basic information, but he's just having the time of his life. And pretty much he's just completely in your hands. You know about these things, and you know when you got somebody, and him you have to do whatever it is you had planned. Like you have him.
Okay. Yeah. She I don't want to get too deep into this, but she's probably going to go home with him or something.
Yeah, okay. So you guys get into your car and head off to your place?
I was hoping I didn't have to let him know where I lived.
Right, his place, and we'll just leave it at that. All right, Raymond and Charlie. All right, so you guys are driving to the place. What's going on in the car right now? Are you guys talking? Is it silence?
I would say, I'm going to look at this, as an opportunity to not only, and mind you, there's no, diabolical, evil reasoning behind this or whatever, but I think Raymond would view this as helping someone out, and getting clean and getting back on track who really needs it, and he's sincere in that, legitimately sincere. But there's a side of him too, though, that he sees an opportunity to mold this kid to have the same worldview that he has at the moment about the enemy, the true Fae, and so he can see this as not only is this kid in need of help with his physical addiction, he's also needs help in maturing and realizing that rather than become a victim, that he takes a more of a proactive belief system, about what the enemy is, and not giving them the satisfaction of seeing weakness and not becoming a drug addict or having to hide in drugs and other things like that to be stronger, you know what I mean? And kind of rebuild his personality and his self-esteem, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. So he would while driving with him, he would and we could play it out, you know what I mean, but he would try to be reassuring in the fact that, hey, this next couple days or week will be hard physically and mentally, but he's going to come out stronger. And the key is this time, instead of just doing this to make everyone else happy, he needs to do it for himself and realize that the work isn't just done, at least in Raymond's eyes, when he goes and kind of detoxes. There's still a lot of work to do, and that Raymond will be there to help him get that inner strength that he needs, to where he no longer will be a victim.
Right. And I think I kind of saw that a little bit when you told Melissa to back off. It's pretty clear that the people that he hangs out with are they're going to be, they use drugs and they will have drugs around him and stuff like that. And it's just clearly, and it's tough because he's made this lifelong commitment to this group. But you can see like deep down the kind of person that he could be. And like, I'm just going to say like you can see that and you feel that like you can kind of sense like, that it's not over yet for him. He still has a chance, definitely, to be something that's pretty great.
Well, Raymond even has a view that anyone, like every single friggin' changeling and Fort Lauderdale has a chance to become even strong. There's not any hope that he's given up. Like, you're right. If Melissa wouldn't have been a druggie and would have just been like, you know what I mean, a changeling who didn't have those weaknesses and would have came up and been like, I'm happy to see you, he would not have reacted that way, And in a way, he does hope that Katrina wants to tackle that issue of Melissa and others when Katrina brought that up in the first session, and said that she found it off-putting how like the spring court members just kind of accepted Melissa for being what she was, which in Raymond's eyes, not that he's militant about it, but he thinks that's unacceptable. So he does hope that Katrina takes that stance and like tries to help that girl out. He's not like wishing them harm, but he does know that at this moment that Melissa chick is not what is needed right now, especially when she started horse playing. At first, when he was empathetic, when she like was happy to see him, but the moment she started like putting, trying to like give him noogies and stuff like that, like he knew like, wait, she's trying to make a welcoming trap to pull him back into where he was before,
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys arrive at the house and you pull into your driveway and turn the keys on the ignition, shut the headlights off, and you guys are both kind of just sitting. There's like a moment of silence. And Charlie just says, hey, I want to thank you again. Really. I know I already said it, but like, really, thank you.
I don't know if you'll be sharing those same sentiments tomorrow, but it's sincerely appreciated and you're welcome. Let's get you inside. Tomorrow's going to be tough. Your body's going to be going through detox and
you go to open the door to like, kind of start to make your way out, and he puts his hand on your shoulder to kind of stop you, and he just says like, Ray, I need you to promise me something.
What's that, Charlie?
Promise me you won't let me leave before this is done, because I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to end up trying. I'm with it now, but look, I've done this before. Ugly Tim down at the Gold Star Motel, he tried to get me clean the first time, and it worked for a little bit, but man, be damned if that guy didn't have to tie me down to keep me from trying to fucking escape. And I just want to apologize now because I know things are going to get pretty ugly with this, but I just want you to, and before you say anything, and he knows that the way that promises work with changelings is very different than the way that, a mundane person like you or me could just say that we promise something. When promises are made through something called pledges, the Wyrd ties itself into it. The Wyrd becomes a part of that like verbal transaction, and the person who stays true to that oath gains a benefit. Whereas if a person fails to commit to what they've pledged to do, they suffer a setback. And that's just like one of the things about like Changeling is just like pledges. You make deals with people and so mechanically the way that it works, it's kind of fucking confusing. Like I was trying to look at this today. There's basically this chart for making a pledge. So every pledge has the task. That's what you are going to do. In this situation, your task is going to be not letting Charlie leave until this is done. There's a boon, which is what you're going to get if you like uphold this pledge. There's a sanction, which is like the punishment for not following through on this pledge. And there's the duration, which is the length that the pledge lasts. So each of these things has like a plus or minus modifier. And when you put them together, it has to come out to 0 for it to be a valid pledge or like a balanced, fair pledge. In this case, I would say that the task would be either alliance or forbiddance. I want to say forbiddance, but I probably have to read what that actually means.
the person swearing the oath are forbidden from doing a certain thing.
This oath would be that you are forbidden from letting Charlie leave for the duration of 1 week. So let's see. That's going to be -1 +1, so that part cancels. The boon would be, I want to say, a favor. So what blessing would, there's blessing, adroitness, and favor. Blessing would be like you would get a bonus for whatever you were going to be doing as part of this pledge. So if it was like a strength-based thing, you would get like a bonus to your strength score or whatever. So favor, Charlie will owe you a favor if you're able to follow through with this. And then the sanction, which is what's going to happen if shit goes south for this, is a curse. So you will have like a sense of bad luck. And what it actually means, a -1 curse, is you can't roll 10s again for whatever the duration is. So that's how they're trying to say like it's bad luck. So basically it's going to be, so you're making the deal with him that you are going to forbid him from pretty much escaping to do what he's going to try to do for 1 week. And if you follow through with this, he's going to owe you a favor. And if you don't, you are going to be cursed for the duration of what this pledge was. I mean, so the way that it works is they usually think of like a very formal way to kind of just like, you know, swear like this oath to each other, but I can't really think of anything clever.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about a scene that I wanted to do, like before you explain pledges, that I was going to try to jump into, but I was just thinking because like when I realized that like for especially someone that young to have like a moment of like, just clear-headedness to be able to sit there and realize that this what their task is going to be very hard. I kind of like want to talk to him while sitting on the porch of my little like beach house there, you know what I mean, while I was looking out, because I find that my character oftentimes at night he'll sit out there with like a book, you know what I mean, and like the porch light on, and he'll just look at the ocean, or sometimes he'll just sit there with all the lights off and just have like a drink and look out at the ocean, and you know he doesn't watch TV, and he just kind of sits there and just contemplates about everything. So I think it would be like for him to invite Charlie to sit on this porch with him, where oftentimes he's alone with his thoughts, would kind of be welcoming in, and then we could discuss this pledge. Charlie, before we're starting this, I want to have a talk with you, but I'd much rather not do it in this car here, and we could do it on my patio. Do you want something to drink? Do you need a water or something?
Yeah, I could go for one.
All right, just have a seat, and I'll come back out. I go get him a glass of water, and I like get myself like a glass of scotch or whatever. You know what I mean? And I kind of like hand him I go out onto the patio, and I picture like this patio, you know, like this beach house isn't like a nice beach house. It's probably like was built in the 50s. You know what I mean? It's only like a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom, or, you know, something like that. And probably the porch probably hasn't been painted, but it has like a nice view of like the beach and like the ocean or whatever. And I probably have like a couple, like I have a couple rocking chairs out there or something like that. And I just kind of like hand him the glass while I go sit in the other rocking chair with my glass. You probably wonder, Charlie, why I kind of hide what you saw earlier from me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's others who wonder. And I've told some people this, and I suppose I'll tell you now, is that the reason that I like to hide that demeanor of ours is because I feel it gives the people who kidnapped us a victory. And the fact that we have to acknowledge that we're fundamentally changed because of the crimes they committed against us.
You see, he's not looking at you. He's kind of just like looking ahead, and you can see he's like nodding. He's thinking about what you're saying. Yeah.
And sometimes, and I'm looking at the ocean too, I sit out here and I have to juggle with these emotions to where I feel like it's a punishment for things that I've done in my past, what happened to me. You were young when you were taken, and that's not to take away from the severity of what happened to you or say that my kidnapping or my imprisonment was any different than yours. But decisions I made before I was kidnapped have ramifications I feel like I'm still living with. I have a daughter, and I don't know where she is right now. And when I was taken, she was the one thing that kept me grounded. And decisions I made before I was kidnapped have now made it to where she's lost in the sea of people. And
well, can't you just find her?
I'm not sure if I want her to see me, or I'm not sure if me coming back into her life if she's doing better or if she's doing good. I don't know what kind of impact that will have.
But don't you worry about what if she's doing worse? What if she's like me or Melissa right now? Come on. You can't say that hasn't ever crossed your mind.
It has crossed my mind. And I'm going to be frank with you. I'm a coward in that way because part of me chooses to ignore it. Part of me chooses to help Norma out, to help others out so I can forget. But I sit here every night, Charlie, and I have a drink and I look out at this ocean and I'm just reminded constantly of the consequences of my actions. But this ocean's still comforting to me because it's real, at least, unlike the imprisonment that I had. I care about you, Charlie, and I care about every single one of us who have came back from being kidnapped. And I realize and I see in your eyes and I hear in your voice that you really want this time to be the one time to change. And I promise you that I will. And I'm sincere in that. But also, not only that, I'm going to make you stronger than you were before. And maybe I can learn some things from you and I could become stronger in the end once this is all done. But Charlie, when thoughts of you leaving come through your head, you're going to have to realize that there's more at stake than you right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? This isn't like the last time that you tried this, where the only ramifications of your choice of leaving was your own personal wellness. Now others are involved, Charlie, because one of them are back here. One of those things that took us, that took you and took your friends, and you are the one key to defeating it. So when those thoughts come into your head of leaving and giving up on getting clean, remember that there is more at stake than you right now. There are others who depend on you. Norma depends on you. I depend on you. Those people you met last night depend on you. And the ones who have yet to be kidnapped and be taken, they depend on you too. Do you understand what I'm saying, Charlie?
And you just see him. He's just trying to grasp all this, and he just silently nods.
So we're going to go in here tonight, Charlie. I'm going to fold out my couch, and I'm going to sleep in my recliner. And we're going to do this for the next week. I'm going to be here through every step of the way with you. But remember that time. Remember that moment where you think you can get one over on me and you can sneak away. Remember, if you make that decision, that there are others who are going to be harmed because of that. And remember that, okay?
And he nods. So, out of character really quick, are you guys formalizing that in pledge form, or is this just going to be just like a verbal?
No, this is pledge form. Yeah.
This is pledge form. So, upon, when you fully get the message across of just like, and you're going to be staying with me, and, if you try to, you can just feel the Wyrd in the air, just kind of just grasp onto the words, and it's almost like a bell ringing or like a clicking or just like this weird sensation that you have. And it just kind of, you can just feel the Wyrd just morphing these words into something that's more, something that is can almost be felt. It's like a presence. And then both of you know that this is real. This is in the Wyrd's hands now, and this has to be upheld.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of it which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 Chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play Podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the Duets tag to find out more.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The Chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal, to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the city of London, and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.